So now that we've cleaned up our graph significantly, let's look at creating a Python script to filter some of these panels. I'm going to go to split screen, and I'm going to turn on our sun environment. So if I hit sun path on, I'll get this pop-up, and I'm going to choose use the specified project location. It doesn't matter what our sun setting is at the moment. Let's just run with 10 a.m. here. And I'll go back to Dynamo and maximize Dynamo. Now the first thing we want to do, since we have run automatically checked, I'm going to unplug our points here. We don't want these to update every time we change the graph. And I'm actually going to go to Revit, and I'm going to delete these adaptive components. So I'll select one element, select all instances visible in view, and I'll delete these instances. Now let's maximize Dynamo. So now we have our series of surfaces, and we have our sun path turned on in Revit. We want to look at a way of isolating certain surfaces with a particular sun exposure. So the idea behind this is that we're isolating photovoltaic panels on our roof at a given point in time, or say we want to focus on dynamic glazing, which changes its emissivity. We can select certain family types based on the exposure to sun at a certain time. So let's take a look at filtering some of these panels based on their exposure. I'm going to zoom into the right side here, and we're going to be working with these surfaces for starters. Now we're going to briefly recreate a graph that we set up in a previous tutorial, which references the angle to the sun by using the dot product. You may reference that earlier tutorial if you want to refresh on the material, but I'm going to move through that really quickly right now. So I'll type in sun, and we're going to choose sun path direction. I'll put that up top here. And let's find a normal at parameter. This is how we'll get the normal of our surfaces at the midpoints. Plug our surface into the input, drop a number onto the canvas, and change that to 0.5. I'll plug that into U and V. This will give us the normal of each surface at its center point. So here we have our list of vectors. I'm going to hit use sun path, and we're now referencing the sun path in the project. I'm going to clear our search bar. So I'm going to create a dot product, and we'll drop that onto the canvas. And we'll plug in our normal at parameter into vector, and let's remember to click sun path from current view, and we'll plug that direction into vector. You can see we have null values. Sometimes you need to copy this sun path and re-register it. That can be a little tough to deal with, but let's delete that original sun path. So now we have our dot products. So what this is giving us is the higher the number, the closer it is to facing the sun. And I'm just going to scroll through these and eyeball our general list of values. I could take the maximum and minimum, but I'm just going to assume that they're from 0.7 to 1, roughly. So what we need to do in Python is isolate certain panels based on their dot product. So logically, I want to select only the panels that have a dot product greater than, let's say, 0.85. So that's what we'll set up in Python from this list of dot products. So I'm going to clear our search bar and type in Python. Adding that to the canvas, we have our script here. And to get into the edit mode, I'll double click. So here we have our Python edit mode, and this is a really exciting tool for third-party development. You can import external libraries not related to Revit and carry out operations that way. You can also, of course, import the entire Revit API and do some really exciting stuff. So we're hoping this sparks some interest in more third-party development in Dynamo. But just to get to the basics here, let's look at our input in the Python script and our output. So our out right here, we can see the default is equal to 0. I'm going to delete that. And our data entering node is what we're calling our in. So I can hit the plus sign and create the first item of the in list. Except in this case, we're just going to be plugging our dot products into in of 0. So I'm going to delete data entering node, and let's just call this dot product list. And we'll say equals capital IN0. So that'll be what we are importing into the Python script. Now, what we want to do is set up a basic for loop to loop through our dot products and test to see if the value is greater than 0.85. We're then going to use a Boolean mask to filter out certain elements based on the result. So first we need to define the for loop. I'll say for I in x range 0, length of dot product list, colon. The next step, we want to define a conditional. I'll say if dot product list of I is greater than 0.85. We'll say out dot add true. Now when we say out dot add, we're defining out as a list. So I'm going to go up here in the script and just define out as a list. And then the next step is to create our else value. So I'll just say else. So this is saying if that value in our dot product list is not greater than 0.85, out dot add false. So that's it. Simple as that. We'll hit accept changes and see what our results are. We can see our output here is a series of falses and trues. So in order to turn this false and true into an actual filter, I'll clear our search bar and type in filter. Filter by Boolean mask. And we could have of course done this all in Python, but we'll just show how it can integrate well into an existing graph. So we have our mask, which is our list of falses and trues. And this surface by patch, I'm going to disable the preview. And let's plug our polygon into our list for the input. So remember, we have a list here of 225 items, which matches the count and order of our polygon list. So if we see our results from the filter by Boolean mask, this first list contains all of the points which are true. That's our in output. And the second list contains all of the points which are false, which is our second output. So we have a list of true values which are above 0.85 as their dot product. I'm going to copy this surface by patch. And it's recalculating, so it's just going to lag for 1 second. And it's turned off the preview here, but right now it's plugged into the original polygons. But if I plug our in output into the closed curve input, we can see that we've actually isolated the given panels which are within a range of solar orientation. So we want to see this in Revit. It's hard to get a reference here without seeing the sun. So I'm going to minimize that output and copy and paste this filter. And it's as simple as moving over these adaptive components. Move them all the way over to the right. We have our code block here. This is our list of points. Now I'm going to disable run automatically for a moment. And we're going to plug our list of points into our filter by Boolean mask. And it's worth noting that even though this list of points has these sublists, this filter is going to operate on the top list. So this has the same order and structure as our polygons. So when I plug code block into this new filter by Boolean mask, you can see our in values should array our adaptive components. So I'm going to do split screen here so we can see the results. And let's maximize the Dynamo viewport to see the whole scale. And let's hit run. So it's much more clear now. We've isolated certain panels on the roof which have a particular solar exposure. So there's a lot of opportunity here to use Dynamo graphs in tandem with code block and Python. Making full use of this functionality will allow you to create some really powerful workflows.